Today I want to go over Hellfire Peninsula. Now I've already done a talk about it, however I missed quite a few things, so I wanted to hopefully fix most if not all of those. But with that said, let's get into it. Section 1. Before the First War. This region, originally named Tanaan Jungle, was nestled on the planet Draenor. Bordered by the devouring sea on three sides, it was here that the Orcs, driven to madness by the blood curse that morphed them into Fel Orcs, built Hellfire Citadel. This fortress was a stronghold of Blackhand, the inaugural war chief of the original Horde, and was initially known simply as the Citadel. Just a quick note of what the blood curse is. It is the corruption of the Orcs from drinking the blood of a pit lord. Originally it was Manaroth's blood that the Orcs drank and became enslaved by the Burning Legion and giving them an unquenchable bloodlust, and causing their skin to turn green from corruption. Later on, Illidan used Magtheridon's blood to do the same to create the Fel Horde, which was led by Kargath Bladefist, which he did as a way to fight the Burning Legion on the shattered world of Outland. The Orcs, having forsaken their shamanistic traditions and the elemental spirits, renamed their entire region as Hellfire Peninsula, and the Citadel took on its present name. The Temple of Caribor, later rechristened as the Black Temple, was the gathering spot for Gul'dan's Shadow Council. In contrast, Hellfire Citadel served as a launch pad for the Horde's military might. The final assault on the Draenei and Shatroth and the march along the Path of Glory, which culminated in the Orcs' genocide of the Draenei, were both orchestrated from this location. The Path of Glory led to the construction of the Stair of Destiny and the Dark Portal at its end. The activation of this portal was a joint effort by the Shadow Council in Draenor and Medivh, a formidable wizard under the control of Sargeras in Azeroth. The Orcs surged through the portal, unleashing the Horde on Azeroth and sparking the First War. This conflict resulted in the Orcs seizing control of a significant portion of the Eastern Kingdoms. The Orcs who stayed behind in Draenor came to be known as the Horde of Draenor, under the leadership of Ner'zhul. Section 2. Aftermath of the Second War. During the Second War, the Alliance of Lordaeron successfully defeated the Orcs and pushed them back to the Dark Portal. Khadgar attempted to destroy the portal, but discovered that although he could shatter the physical structure, the connection between the two worlds remained intact. Despite this setback, the destruction of the portal greatly demoralized the Orcs, and many of them were captured and placed in internment camps under the Alliance Internment Act. This marked the end of the Second War. To guard against any potential threats from the Rift, Netherguard Keep was constructed. However, Kilrogg Deadeye, one of the Orcs who managed to escape capture, played a crucial role in the events that followed. Kilrogg returned to Draenor through the reopened Dark Portal, where he informed Ner'zhul, the Orcish leader, about the world of Azeroth. Intrigued by the tales, Ner'zhul decided to open multiple portals across Draenor to conquer new worlds. In order to accomplish this, he needed certain magical objects found in Azeroth. He sent Terran Gorefiend, Grom Hellscream, Kargath Bladefist, and Kilrogg Deadeye to retrieve these objects, 2 years after the Second War. The Alliance suspected that the Orcs were planning another attack on Azeroth and decided to follow them back through the portal to Draenor. They formed the Alliance expedition, led by individuals such as Khadgar, who called themselves the Sons of Lothar, in honor of Anduin Lothar, a hero who had been killed by Orgrim Doomhammer at the end of the Second War. The expedition's goals were to retrieve the magical objects and defeat the Orcs on their own turf, putting an end to their threat once and for all. In Hellfire Peninsula, before it became Outland, the Alliance expedition clashed with the combined forces of the Horde of Draenor and the Orcs who had escaped back to Draenor. The expedition established the Expedition Armory and later Honorhold, which came under siege for several months before successfully launching an attack on Hellfire Citadel. They also targeted the shipyard of Szeth Kur, and eventually built their own warships to navigate the devouring sea. After numerous battles across Draenor, the Orcish clans were eventually defeated and nearly wiped out. However, this did not deter Ner'zhul from carrying out his plan. He activated his multiple portals, causing Draenor to tear apart. Kael'thas Sunstrider suggests that Ner'zhul opened the portals as a means of escape from the Alliance expedition. This cataclysmic event replaced the devouring sea with the twisting nether. The expedition feared that the Sundering would spread through the Dark Portal and threaten Azeroth. In order to prevent this, they made the difficult decision to close the portal from the Draenor side, even if it meant sacrificing their own lives. Khadgar, utilizing the Skull of Gul'dan and the Book of Medivh, successfully closed the portal while his soldiers fought off the remaining Orcs. As a result, Outland, the remnants of Draenor, and Azeroth were severed from each other. What remained of Draenor was a continent floating in the twisting nether. The surviving orcs rallied under the leadership of Magtheridon, a powerful pit lord, who established his base at the Black Temple. Meanwhile, Ner'zhul was captured by Kil'jaeden, a powerful demon lord, and transformed into the Lich King. He was imprisoned in Icecrown, where he would go on to create the Scourge, a terrifying force that would plague Azeroth in the future. The fate of the Alliance expedition, now trapped in Outland, remained a mystery for 20 years. Section 3. After the Third War. When Illidan Stormrage arrived in Outland, he discovered that Magtheridon was utilizing the portals opened by Ner'zhul to summon demons from the Twisting Nether. However, Illidan was captured by Maiev Shadowsong and her Watchers. Unfamiliar with the terrain of the Shattered World, Maiev stumbled upon the Alliance refugees of Honorhold and sought their assistance. Unfortunately, before she could reach them, Illidan's allies, Kael'thas Sunstrider and Lady Vash, defeated the Watchers, overpowering the majority of the Night Elves. Maiev and her surviving followers were forced to take refuge in the desolate region of Hellfire, constantly evading Fel Reavers and local predators. Subsequently, Illidan and his followers closed the Legion portals and vanquished Magtheridon, bringing the Fel Orcs under Illidan's control. Kargath Bladefist became one of the orcs who pledged allegiance to him. Magtheridon was imprisoned within Hellfire Citadel, serving as a new source of demon blood for Illidan's orcs to consume, as the previous pit lord providing this resource had been slain during the Third War. The orcs conducted various experiments on the blood, likely in an attempt to enhance their own strength. Section 4. Burning Crusade. After Kazak the Supreme reopened the Dark Portal using a magical artifact, the inhabitants of Azeroth learned about the fate of the Alliance expedition. Honorhold, although aging, still stands with support from Stormwind City and Netherguard Keep. The expedition armory, however, lies in ruins and is haunted by the spirits of Alliance soldiers raised by Ner'zhul's Death Knights. Honorhold has become one of the 2 Alliance bases in Hellfire Peninsula, the other being old Draenei ruins inhabited by the Draenei from the Exodar. The Sons of Lothar have had different destinies, with Khadgar befriending Adal and Shatroth, Kurdran Wildhammer leading the Wildhammer stronghold in Shadowmoon Valley before returning to Azeroth, and Danath Trollbane remaining the leader of Honorhold. Illyria Windrunner and Turalyon have disappeared, but their son Eretor can be found at Honorhold. The Horde has established their own base, Thrallmar, to the north, and Falconwatch is a base inhabited by Blood Elves allied with the Horde. Surprisingly, Hellfire Peninsula is still home to the Maghar, untainted orcs who have managed to elude the Burning Legion. Kilrog Deadeye's son Jorin Deadeye leads the Bleeding Hollow clan among them. Additionally, a small group of Arakoa resides in the Western Crag. The area is filled with demons serving the Burning Legion and Fel Orcs serving Illidan, who has become an enemy of the Burning Legion after failing to destroy the Frozen Throne. Demons continuously march along the path of glory towards the Dark Portal, attempting to invade Azeroth. However, forces from both the Horde and the Alliance successfully repel most of them. Hellfire Peninsula is the second most demon-influenced zone in Outland after Shadowmoon Valley. It is also discovered that Kael'thas Sunstrider and his Blood Elves, after breaking away from Illidan and Lady Vash, have been conducting an experiment at Fallen Sky Ridge. They have planted a massive red crystal there, led by Pathleon the Calculator, with the intention of creating and corrupting Colossi. The player aids the Cenarian expedition in thwarting this experiment. These 3 major forces, along with the Burning Legion and Illidan's Fel Orcs, are the primary adversaries adventurers face in Hellfire Peninsula. Now we move on to some locations that I find interesting. The first one is Throne of Kil'jaeden. The mountain received its name from the sorcerer Gul'dan. Just before the Dark Portal's unveiling, Gul'dan summoned the Orc clans to the mountain, where they were compelled to drink Manaroth's blood, effectively binding them to the will of the Burning Legion. This mountain also harbors a significant anomaly in the universe's fabric, linking it to Kil'jaeden's den on Argus. Following the reactivation of the Dark Portal by Lord Khazak, he was located at the throne, where he was ultimately defeated by brave explorers. Subsequently, after the assumed downfall of Kael'thas Sunstrider, his Blood Elven troops were guided through a portal from this location to the Isle of Quel'Danas. The most senior members of these troops were privileged to partake in demon blood, transforming into the inaugural Fel Blood Elves. A few stayed at the throne, persistently absorbing demonic energy. Originally I said it was the physical throne of Kil'jaeden, but it was just a gateway to his throne on Argus. Second one is the Dark Portal. The Dark Portal serves as one of the 2 interdimensional doorways between the realms of Azeroth and Draenor, now known as Outland. The portal on the Azeroth side is situated in the region now recognized as the Blasted Lands, in the southern part of the Eastern Kingdoms, while its twin portal is found on the Stair of Destiny in the Hellfire Peninsula on Outland. Prior to Draenor's obliteration, it was nestled in the eastern part of the Tanaan jungle. The Dark Portal was initially brought into existence through a collaborative effort between Gul'dan and the demon-possessed Medivh. It functioned as the old Horde's pathway to Azeroth, initiating the First War and paving the way for the eventual invasion of the Burning Legion. It has since served as a bridge between the worlds during the Alliance's invasion of Draenor, the united assault on Outland, and the conflict in the alternate universe Draenor. Despite numerous attempts to destroy it, the portal has proven to be virtually indestructible. The Alliance, under the leadership of Khadgar, managed to demolish the structure, but the portal itself remained intact. The third one is the Pools of Agonar. Once revered as sacred by the Draenei, the pools situated in the northeastern region of Hellfire were tainted by the blood of a pit lord named Agonar. Upon his death, Agonar's remains lingered, visible even today for those who venture there. This corruption transformed the land, attracting demons, and thus the area was renamed as the Pools of Agonar. And last but not least, Hellfire Citadel. Originally known as the Citadel, Hellfire Citadel was constructed as a stronghold of Blackhand, the inaugural war chief of the Horde. It was envisioned as the Horde's new nerve center, a place where a standing army could be housed, trained, and armed on a scale unprecedented in Orcish history. The Horde's clans were subsequently commanded to leave their ancestral territories and assemble at this new site, poised to act on Blackhand's orders. The fortress was initially encircled by other structures, barracks, storage facilities, and a vast training ground teeming with siege weaponry. During its construction, Durotan of the Frostwolves viewed the citadel as sacrilegious and a scourge on the land, a stark contrast to the Orcish way of life, and an affront to both the eyes and the spirit. It was also the place where ogres were incorporated into the Horde's ranks, despite the hesitation of several Orc veterans who had spent their lives battling against them. Following the Orcs' renunciation of the elemental spirits, the surrounding area was dubbed Hellfire Peninsula, and the citadel was henceforth known by its current name. The fortress served as the primary launch pad for the Horde's military forces, while the Sea's Temple of Kerebor, now the Black Temple, was used for Shadow Council meetings. The final assault against the Draenei Shatroth City was planned and executed from this location. After the Dark Portal was created, the Horde assembled at Hellfire Citadel and marched along the Path of Glory to what they termed the Stair of Destiny, walking over the bones of the Draenei they used to open the portal to Azeroth. When the Alliance expedition arrived in Draenor, they managed to seize the Citadel, only to discover that Ner'zhul had already relocated to the Black Temple. The Citadel's fate post-Draenor's destruction remained a mystery until recently. It was presumably deserted until Kargath Bladefist, war chief of the Fel Horde, and Illidan Stormrage's Fel Orc minions claimed the Citadel as their operational base. Illidan also utilized the Citadel as a prison for Magtheridon, the former Lord of Outland. It is here that Illidan's Fel Orcs extract the blood of Magtheridon to spawn more Fel Orcs, mirroring the use of Manaroth's blood to taint the original Horde. Within Hellfire Citadel, there are 3 dungeons and 1 raid that play a significant role in the lore of Hellfire Peninsula. The first dungeon is the Ramparts, which serves as the entrance to the Citadel. Players venture into the Ramparts to confront the Fel Orcs and demons that have taken control of the area. The second dungeon is the Blood Furnace, a massive forge where the Burning Legion creates their Fel Orcs. Players delve into the Blood Furnace to disrupt the Legion's operations and put an end to their creation of Fel Orcs. The dungeon is filled with powerful demons and Fel Orcs, making it a challenge and dangerous place to explore. The final dungeon is the Shattered Halls, which is the heart of the Citadel and serves as a base of operations for the Fel Orcs. The dungeon is heavily guarded and the players must navigate through traps and powerful enemies to reach the final boss, War Chief Kargath Bladefist. Defeating him is a crucial step in dismantling the Burning Legion's hold on Hellfire Peninsula. Lastly, there is the raid called Magtheridon's Lair, named after Magtheridon, a pit lord, who was once the ruler of Outland. The dungeon tells the story of how Illidan Stormrage, a powerful night elf, imprisoned Magtheridon and took control of his forces. Players must defeat Magtheridon and his minions to free Outland from his grasp. There is one thing I didn't mention that I had originally gotten wrong in my original talk about Hellfire Peninsula. I said that I mentioned that the Eredar were divided into 3 groups, but from my research again, the Anilian aren't part of the Eredar, unless I missed something, which I hope I didn't. But the Anilian are commonly known as pit lords like Manaroth, which is their leader, or Magtheridon. They're as cruel as they are powerful, and revel in the destruction that they cause. So for the Eridar, there's only two groups, the Minori and the Draenei. The Minori became corrupted magic, and the Draenei stayed uncorrupted and escaped Azeroth. And a couple other things that I missed. One is that I was referring to the Horde on Draenor then as the Iron Horde. Problem with that is that the Iron Horde did exist, however it was in the alternate timeline that we visit in Warlords of Draenor. So in the original timeline that actually created Azeroth, there was no Iron Horde, it was just the Horde, or the Old Horde, from what I saw in the reading. And one more thing was that I had mentioned the reason for why the Legion didn't like Velen. Now on Argus there was what's called a triumvirate or tribunal, consisting of Velen, Archimonde, and Kil'jaeden. Now with that, when Sargeras came to try to tempt them into the Legion, Kil'jaeden and Archimonde accepted. Velen didn't, he was not a big fan of it, and he tried to warn the other two of the dangers of it, as well as the other Eridar. So with Kil'jaeden and Archimonde, it's very personal to them to try and kill Velen, because I'm pretty sure they just felt betrayed, or they just wanted to convert him, whatever the case may be. It's very personal for them to want to take out Velen, and the rest of the Draenei, I'd assume. But I think I got everything. Hopefully, if I missed anything, let me know down below, and I'll put a pinned comment for any corrections that I may have missed. Either way, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.